This is a no spoiler Minecraft movie review. I went on a Monday at 2 p.m. to avoid all the meme garbage because you probably seen those videos of people throwing popcorn. Dude, I'm not gonna be sitting there trying to watch the movie and actually like not critique it, but I mean, enjoy it for what it was. And get popcorn and like drinks. Dude, no, I would fight someone. So I avoided all that stuff. Okay, I sat middle of the theater, and had went to IMAX. I watched an IMAX and sat in the middle. I wasn't playing games, bro. When I watch movies, I watch movies. So there's about like 10 people in the theater too, so it was not even crowded at all, and no one was screaming like "flint and steel." No, they weren't saying that. It was great. I just watched the movie and like enjoyed the movie. So you kind of probably hear it in what I'm saying. I enjoyed the movie. It, like it's it's one of those things. It's like the movie wasn't bad, because okay, the trailers did it dirty. The trailers did the movie dirty because the trailers may look horrible. They gave no actual kind of story of what's going on, who everyone is, any story of the characters. So what I will say is in the first 15 minutes of the movie, I followed the story. I actually liked the introduction of this movie because it actually kind of like it makes somewhat some sense. It's coming. The movie is funny. It is funny. I did laugh out loud a few times. That movie is actually pretty funny. There are scenes in like the vice principal and stuff. Those are funny scenes. But the first 15 minutes, most of it is very good with storytelling. There are like a few loopholes. I mean, there's like they again. I'm not trying to spoil it. This won't spoil anything, but there's something I don't know how because the girl Natalie, she's looked very young for the movie. Like she looks way too young. Now she is driving her younger brother. But they go to a high school, so like I'm like, well, I don't know what the story was. There wasn't really explained because she was driving with them and they had to move because something happened with their mom or dad or something happened with their parents, and it was never explained. So maybe I missed something, but there wasn't any explanation of like how they got to Idaho. So, um, the other thing too is the neighbor they have, Dawn. I had to look up her name because I forgot it because I think she was only mentioned by name a few times in the movie. Um, like I feel like it's Natalie and Dawn didn't have any kind of like backstory, backbone to me for me to like connect to them as characters. Like I connected to Henry. I forgot what the actual guy's name was already, but we went by the garbage man, and then obviously Steve, but like they all had like somewhat of a backstory of who they were before something like before they were in that world. Above before that, Natalie and Don didn't have like anything of a backstory. They had like a scene, like 2 minutes of maybe backstory of who they were. There wasn't enough, and there wasn't enough juice for there. Like I would almost have argued an extra 5 to 10 minutes of just backstory for them two. That way, I could actually follow the characters like where they came from. So that is one of the problems. So the so a few characters I did like in the movie though is the vice principal scenes are great. The art teacher scene is great. The Piglin Brute, that dude's funny, bro. It just made me laugh. I think my comedy isn't like weird. It's just that it was just kind of it's just like an entertaining character. That character was entertaining. Um, so there was like one of the loopholes. I don't really want to. It's not. They're not gonna spoil it. But like I don't know how Henry got the garbage man's number. I must have missed something, but maybe he knew the store's number. I don't know. That's not that important. That's really not that important. Um, but I actually enjoyed it because there were a few little like if you know kind of things. There's obviously if you probably seen it. There's like a techno blade reference in the movie. I never watched him, but I knew who he was. So there is stuff like that in there, but there's also like little tiny things like in the movie, Henry found a golden apple, and like you had to really, it was like a second long scene. You had to actually see it. Oh no, one of my favorite things was in the beginning of the movie. Okay, in the beginning of the movie on the first night. There's no spoilers here. The skeletons shoot arrows, flaming arrows. Okay, and I was like, because like they shot from like behind like a tree. I was like, oh no, please don't ruin this, because I was like, dude, they have to have an enchanted bow for that. I don't want to hear that they're just randomly shooting a flame bow. I'd be mad. And then in the scene, they have enchanted bows. Dude, I was like, oh my, like to myself, I was like, oh my god, dude, thank you for not screwing that up. Like I was so happy that they actually had enchanted bows to show it had flame on it. Oh, I loved it so much. Now the models too for the skeletons, I love that. The Enderman in there too, love it. I love that art style for those. The zombies are okay too, but like, dude, I loved it. That was great. But again, there were a few scenes that were kind of just didn't really make sense. But obviously, it's not supposed to fully make sense. It's just there's like a few little weird loopholes. Like in there's a cave scene where creepers aren't blowing up, like they're just not. So it's a little weird. But again, it's part of the movie, and I know I'm older. It's not really meant for me. It isn't. I'm well aware of that. But it's just like the movie. I think I would watch it again for sure. I would watch the movie again. It sounds weird for me. I was clowning that movie because the trailers did it dirty. The trailers did it bad. The trailers were horrible for it. They had to make different trailers. They had to. The trailers just didn't cut it. Just didn't cut it. Ooh, one thing I like too is that they use certain sounds from the game. Like for the gas, they use the gas sounds. And oh, dude, there's just little things it was like, it's weird. It's weird for me to say that it was actually, to me, it was good. It was good for what it was. Like, if I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, the movie's bad. Because it could have been animated. It had been a blockbuster hit, dude. That thing was animated. I would love that movie so much more. The ending was a little, I don't want to say drawn out. I was just like, I kind of know how this might go. Like I understand, like, and I don't want to spoil anything. But there is a funny scene at the end of the movie. There's actually two scenes. There's a I don't know if there's an after credits scene, but there's like a mid credits scene. So stay for that if you're watching in theaters. But towards the end of the movie, you'll know what I mean. It happens twice. That's like the hint, just so you know what happens, just so you know what I mean. It's just something funny at the end. I think that's about really it. I don't want to be spoiling anything about the movie or any kind of plot, but I think it's just good because they did pay attention to a lot. They pay attention to a lot of small things, but one thing I didn't like either is I think there were two of them. Two? I know for sure there's one of the musical. It was like 30 seconds long, but dude, I'm not a fan of musicals unless it's like a play, because like they're supposed to be musicals probably in plays. I'm just not a fan of musicals, and like maybe Disney. There's some exceptions, okay, but like in this, it wasn't good. I don't like it. It's a lava chicken scene. Just so you guys know, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's okay. Is it better than Precipice? Whew. I think I'd rather listen to the Lava Chicken song than Precipice, the music disc. I think I would. That's brutal, just for me to say that out loud. That's actually kind of horrible for me to say that out loud. But yes, I do recommend the movie. I could safely say that the movie was good enough to go see. It's so weird to say that because it's bad. But it's like it's not so bad that it's good. It's good for what it is. So I'm gonna throw a little bonus in here, okay? The How to Train Your Dragon live action movie coming out, I think like later this year, looks phenomenal. If that movie never came out as an anime before, I would watch the movie. I would gladly watch it. I mean, the movie looks amazing. The biggest issue is one word. There's one word that comes to mind with that trailer is why. Because the anime they're doing like a copy of it. They're like copying it, but with just live action. The CGI looks great too. But it's like for what reason? Just like there's no reason to do it. There just isn't a reason. Like I'd rather just him have not a spin-off, but something maybe in the same universe that would be interesting. Not the same like movie that I've already seen. Like when did that movie come out? Forever ago. One thing I will say is they do have the characters pretty locked down. I don't know the girl and the blonde hair's name from there. I haven't watched the movie in a while, but in this live action, she does not look the same. But the Hiccup character looks great. I can attest that looks great. One of those twin guys, they look good too. Everything the movie looks phenomenal. It just like why are you making it, and then why would you kind of like pay to see it? Because I could just watch the first one animated and like have a good time at probably as good of a time. Because like it's like the suspense of disbelief kind of thing. It's like if I'm watching the anime How to Train Your Dragon, I know it's in like its own like universe, the kind of fantasy land. I'm watching this live action, I'm like, eh, eh. So that's just I don't know. I think it's just I'm kind of critique. Is critiquable? I guess critique. Dude, listen, bro, listen. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. All I know is that I don't know what I would rate the movie because I have to rate it for what it was, and what it was is it was funny. It actually was funny. There were some like bad lines in there too, but it was funny. I will say that. Like I did laugh quite a bit, and I did like the attention to detail they did. Because in the Final Phrase movie they did, there were good attention to details there. There really was good attention to details. Like some people just like you either don't notice it, or you just don't appreciate it. There were some really good attention to details. I'm trying to remember some things in the first one. I think, dude, I haven't seen it in forever though. I don't know for sure. I never like it was on DVD. I don't know. I never really got on DVD. But anyways, like I think in the Springtrap scene, there was like you saw how it was moist, and that's what made the spring locks like trap clack. Dude, you look, bro. I gotta just be done talking. But this is my review on this movie. If you guys want me to go to more movies, let me know. I guess, or even just do reviews of movies that already exist. I will do those. I can either do a no spoiler version of it, or I can just do a normal, just with spoilers. If you want to have a more in depth review of said movie, so just let me know. But I hate. It's weird to say, but I recommend seeing it. Ugh, it's so weird to say that.